If you want to obtain your Michigan dealer's license, all you need to do is obtain a dealer surety bond, insurance, sales tax number. You're going to need to get fingerprinted, have a building and a lot. You will need to sit through a quick training course, and then you're going to submit your Michigan dealer license application to the Michigan Business Licensing section. So I'm going to show you exactly how to easily obtain your Michigan dealer's license right now. Hello, I'm Dallas Johnson with Dealer Training, and if this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. If you're interested in becoming a dealer or you are already a licensed dealer, our content is designed just for you. So please consider subscribing and hitting that notification button so you can view content for dealers as soon as it is uploaded. And at the very end of this video, I'm going to give you a coupon code so you can download our 134-page dealer training manual for free. And we normally charge $19.95 for this, so I'll give you that code at the end of the video, and you'll be able to download the entire 134-page dealer training manual for free. So first, though, I do want to give you some valuable contact information for Michigan dealers. Michigan dealers are regulated by the Michigan Business Licensing section in Lansing, and here's a great phone number for you, 888-767-6422, or you can drop them an email at licensing@michigan.gov. So I do want to go in depth in the 6 steps in order to obtain a Michigan dealer's license. Step number 1, dealer surety bond and sales tax number. So you must obtain a dealer surety bond in order to obtain a Michigan dealer's license. The state of Michigan requires dealers to obtain a $10,000 dealer surety bond. Now, that's not going to cost you $10,000. In fact, Michigan has one of the lowest bonding requirements in the entire United States for dealers. It's only $10,000, and with good credit, that's going to run you about $100 to maybe $200 a year. So your insurance agent is going to be able to get that taken care of for you. And by the way, if you've got an insurance agent that sells dealer bonds in Michigan, please put their contact information below, and hopefully we can send some business to that person. Okay, so do please get that taken care of. So you're going to submit that original bond, and I want to show you something here. This is the actual bond form that you're going to have. And if you want to get all the paperwork we're talking about here, you can go to Google, type in Michigan dealer license, and then click on that little link right there at the very top. And then you can download your dealer application packet here, and that's going to include your original bond that your insurance company is going to have to complete for you. So bonding is requirement in order to get a Michigan dealer's license. You're also going to have to real quickly and easily obtain a sales tax number before the state of Michigan will allow you to have a Michigan dealer's license. So you can call the sales tax number hotline, I guess you would call it, at 517-436-4660 to actually get your sales tax number over the phone if you want to, or you can just jump right onto the Michigan Department of Treasury website, and you can jump over here to the left and just click that begin online registration. And you have to create a user account, and it's very automated, and it'll walk you through the entire process to where you can actually get your sales tax number. Remember, this has to be taken care of before you apply for your license. So, if you do have questions, they can do it over the phone. Like I said, that's going to be 517-636-4660. That goes straight to the Treasury Department's sales tax number hotline, I guess it would be called. So don't forget, you do as any other business, you're required to have garage insurance. So you want to make sure that you have 20-40-10 fleet coverage. So make sure and ask your insurance agent about that. And like I said, if you got a great insurance agent that sells, insurance to dealers, put their contact information down there at the bottom. And that way we'll be able to send them a little bit of business, and it's going to make it a little bit easier for the other dealers or first-time dealers that are watching this video. So we'll get them started. Step number 2, fingerprints. You must be fingerprinted before you can apply for your Michigan dealer's license. So the state of Michigan is going to require dealers to be of a higher level of ethical standard than the average person walking down the street, because here very soon you're going to have oversight over very large financial transactions. And, most of the vehicles you sell with your Michigan dealer's license will be worth several thousands of dollars. And, before the state of Michigan gives you oversight on these very large financial transactions, they want to make sure, that you never roll back odometers. They want to make sure you've never stolen a car. The state of Michigan wants to make sure that they're not giving a dealer's license to somebody that was managing some great big auto theft ring. So, the state does require us to be of a high level of ethical standards. So we're going to have to submit some fingerprints. And when you get your fingerprints done, you'll automatically have a background check taken. So here's where we can get our fingerprints. If you go to michigan.gov/MSP, that's like Michigan State Police. And over here to the right, private live scan vendors. You're going to click on private live scan vendors over there. And there's a great big list of, several companies that will be able to get your fingerprints taken care of. So this is mandatory. Like I said, they don't want to, the state of Michigan doesn't want to give a Michigan dealer's license to somebody that just got out of prison for robbing a bank. They do require us, like I said, to be of a higher level of ethical standards than the average person walking down the street. Okay, so do please keep that in mind. Also, step number 3, you're going to have a building and a lot in order to have a dealer's license. Okay, so, the building that you're going to use is going to have to meet local zoning requirements. Okay, so how to find this out, you can call your local city hall or your county courthouse and ask them if that building can be used as a dealer, because the state of Michigan does require the building is capable to be zoned to have a dealer's license before the state of Michigan is going to send you your dealer's license. So, this is where you're going to be conducting business from here on out. When you're selling vehicles, you have to make sure you're selling them there at that licensed location. You can't take a vehicle. Let's say, for example, your dealership's in Detroit. Well, you can't take a vehicle over and sell it to somebody in Grand Rapids. You can't do that. You're going to sell your vehicles right there. But the state of Michigan does allow you to do online sales by having the person, say, for example, in Grand Rapids, mail you the payment plus all the paperwork, and then you can ship or deliver the vehicle. But you got to make sure that the transaction takes place right there at the licensed location. So, the state of Michigan does also require that the building have utilities and a restroom. Okay, so you have to make sure of this. You're also going to have to make sure that you have installed and working a landline telephone, this number that's listed in the licensee's trade name. So you do have to have a landline. Many states are allowing dealers to use cell phones now, but unfortunately, Michigan is not one of those states. So you will have to have a landline installed in your dealership. You must also have an office in that building with at least 150 square feet. I want to repeat that. The state of Michigan requires that you do have an office with at least 150 square feet. I think the state of Michigan wants to make sure that when you're doing motor vehicle transactions, that you're not filling out some title next to some car up on some jack in a garage. They want your office to be a safe environment that is conducive for doing motor vehicle transactions. So Michigan state law requires all dealers to have an office with at least 150 square feet. You're going to have to be staffed and opened at least 30 hours a week. Okay, so this is a requirement in the state of Michigan, like many others, but you do have to open your doors once you get your license. You're also going to have a professionally designed permanent business sign. Okay, so at least one sign must be located and positioned clearly to be visible to consumers on the street. So you can get any printing company or a sign shop to get that produced for you, but you do have to have a sign that does identify the building as a dealership. State law in Michigan requires dealers to have at least 1,300 square feet of display area with at least 650 feet of customer parking. Okay, so your lot is going to have to accommodate the display of at least 10 vehicles. The lot's going to have to be well lit during hours of operation, and you're either going to have either a repair facility, or if you don't have a repair facility, that's fine, but you're going to have an agreement with a repair facility that's within 10 miles of your dealership, which is a real disadvantage if you want to have a dealership out in a rural area. So you almost have to have a repair facility if you're not within 10 miles of another repair facility. So do please keep that in mind. And you're also going to send in step number 3, our zoning verification, which I'll show you here in just a little bit. Like I said, the state of Michigan wants to make sure your building is zoned for an automobile dealership before the state of Michigan will grant you a Michigan dealer's license. So you're going to have to submit what we call a zoning verification form. So you can go right back to that website we were on just a moment ago. It's lumvcmichigan.gov. Click on dealers and informs them and regulations. And you can just scroll right down there and you'll be able to click on that zoning approval form. So what's going to happen here, you need to put your dealership name and address, and most of us are going to be Class B used motor vehicle dealers, and either, at your city hall or your county, wherever planning and zoning has oversight over that location, you'll need to have them sign this and put their telephone number in there. And then that's going to show the state of Michigan that you have met your zoning requirements. They want to make sure, like I said, you've got to be zoned to have a dealership. Now, the state has just changed this law here recently in the state of Michigan, and you are now required to attend a 6-hour training class. And unfortunately, right now, at the time of this video, the only classes that are given by the state of Michigan. So you do have to drive to Lansing, no matter where you live in the state of Michigan. Right now, you've got to drive to Lansing and sit through that class. Now, I'm sure it's a great class. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot. They changed the law just recently here. So either the state of Michigan can give those classes, or a not-for-profit that's been in the state for at least 5 years. Kind of a crazy law. I wonder who pushed that. Anyway, if you don't like that law, well, you should contact your state representative or your state senator and let them know that you should be able to take that class online, or maybe let some other companies besides not-for-profits, because it's kind of interesting. If you want to take, want to get a Michigan real estate license, there's at least 30 companies that'll give you that training online. If you want to get a Michigan insurance license, there's at least 30 companies that'll give you that training online. But if you want to get a Michigan dealer's license, you have to drive to Lansing and take a 6-hour class. So anyway, it is worth it. I strongly encourage you to consider doing that. And here's where you can register for those classes. You can give them a call, 517-335-1799, or you can just jump right on there at michigan.gov, and you'll be able to see the class locations and at 10 a.m. to 4. So it is a 6-hour class, and I'm sure it's a great class for you. But, make sure, and like I said, if you don't want to continue to have to drive to Lansing, call your state representative or your state senator and tell them you would like to either be able to take that training online, or at least allow companies that aren't not-for-profits to give that training, because that really narrows it in scope. And that makes us drive to Lansing to take our class. So, by the way, always let that elected official you talk to know, once you got your dealer's license, that you are a very large sales tax generator. Dealers are some of the largest sales tax generators in the country. So always let an elected official know that. Once you've got your dealer's license, that, we are very important to the economy of every state in the country. Step number 5. We're going to need to complete a Michigan dealer's application in order to gain a Michigan dealer's license. So when you're completing your Michigan dealer application, it's got to be completed in its entirety. You can't make any mistakes on this application, or they're going to return it right back to you. So they also want you to make sure that you stay in contact with the state if you ever make changes to your license, okay? But before you submit this application, which I'll show you here in just a second, you've got to make sure that you've got the following documents, and you're going to submit all these documents with the application. So we're going to submit the zoning approval. We're going to have that the copy of the business creation. You can get that from like the Secretary of State. You're going to have your fingerprints done. You're also going to have that repair facility agreement. Okay, if you do not have a repair facility, you have to have an agreement with another repair facility, and then a checker money order payable to the state of Michigan. Don't forget your dealer surety bond, and you're going to get a little receipt in your dealer class that says you've taken your training class. Okay, so now I'm going to show you easily how to download that application packet. Okay, you just jump right on to michigan.gov and click on dealer license application packet, and let's take a look at this here. Pretty easy and self-explanatory. You want to put your business name, your location. Most of us are going to be Class B vehicle dealers. You're going to put each person's name on the license, plus their social security number. You don't want to put your salesperson on this license. You only want to put your most trusted business associates. Maybe that's a spouse, longtime business partner. You don't want to meet some guy in a bar and get your Michigan dealer's license with him the next weekend, because I've seen more than one good, honest, ethical person get onto a dealer's license with an unethical person, and they both lose their license. So make sure you only put your most trusted business associates on here. Number 9 there at the very top, you either have your own repair facility, and you have to have that registration number, or you'll check box A, and then you can also just let the state know where that repair facility is going to be at. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Also, here's your dealer plates and your fees that you're going to be sending in here. And you're going to need to check whether you're an individual, a partnership, or, a corporation. That's going to affect whether or not you need to have workers' compensation insurance, okay? Now, also, they want to know if you've ever had a dealer's license in the past, or if you've ever had a dealer's license revoked, or even if a license was revoked in another state. So, if you got a dealer's license, in the state of Ohio revoked, they don't want you just coming up to Michigan and getting another one in Michigan, okay? So that's kind of mandatory across other states now. So if you ever lose a license in one state, they've made it a lot difficult to just jump over the border and get a dealer's license in the following states. So, maintaining ethical operations and compliance with your dealership is going to ensure that you never get that license revoked. So now here at the bottom, you need to make sure each person that's on the license signs this. And by the way, before you submit this application, I want you to be aware, if you submit false information on a dealer license application to the state of Michigan, the state of Michigan can come back and charge you with a misdemeanor. So you want to make sure that you're completing this accurately, not only for yourself, but for every other person that is on the license. So once again, we're going to gather up all that paperwork, shove it into a big envelope, throw a couple stamps on that envelope, and you're going to mail it to the Michigan Department of State. That's the business licensing section, Lansing, Michigan, 48918 888-767-6424 is the name there. And, once you get your Michigan dealer's license, you must display the license prominently. So you're going to work hard to obtain that Michigan dealer's license. You're going to be very proud when you obtain your Michigan dealer's license. And Michigan state law does require that dealers display their dealer licenses prominently. So don't throw it in some desk drawer or lock it in some vault. You want to frame your official Michigan dealer license and display it on the wall prominently, because all Michigan dealer licenses must be displayed. Now, on a final note, I've been in this industry for many, many years, and I've owned a profitable dealership myself. I've trained thousands of entrepreneurs just like you in a classroom environment all over the United States, showing them how to get a dealer's license. And I've learned one thing in this industry. If you maintain 100% compliance, which means you follow every single rule, every single law, every guideline, if you maintain 100% compliance with your dealer's license, you're going to maintain 100% profits in this business. So ethics, integrity, and compliance will take you to the very top profit-wise. So now I do want to show you how to download your free 134-page dealer training and profit manual. We normally charge $19.95 for this manual, and I want to show you how to download it for absolutely free. So you're just going to go to our official website. That's dealertraining.org, and you're going to click on that blue download button. And here you see this little coupon box right here. Well, in that coupon box, you want to enter the name youtube.com/dealer training. This is our YouTube channel, okay? So just enter our YouTube channel name. It's youtube.com/dealer training. And as soon as you click that little apply button there, over to the right, you're going to see where that $19.95 charge changes to a $0, and then you'll be able to download the manual for free. So, hey, thank you very much for watching this video. Please view the other videos on the Dealer Training channel. And if you found value in this video or the manual that you downloaded, I would like to ask you to please share the video. Please consider subscribing, and please consider hitting that notification bell so you'll know whenever we upload brand new content for dealerships. So thank you very much, and good luck with the operation of your Michigan dealership.